Well, greetings, Multi-21 fans, friends, neighbors, everyone across the universe not encased in carbonite. Welcome to our Group 4 series race, our weekly race that we run on Mondays. This features the Group 4 machinery, all very competitive, lots and lots of fun for the folks in it. And we are currently in practice. I'm going to let you watch while I get the live stream ready. Please enjoy. I'm going to switch this to Craig's camera view off of his bumper so y'all can see the lap that he puts down. Craig is fast, and by golly, he can learn something. So here goes. Right, so that was a little bit of Craig taking the track at high speed. Let's try Marky B. Let's see what his approach is. So far, he isn't even a tenth off of Craig's mark as he shoots through Jim Clark turn. He's got good speed going at the top straight. 136 is a very good time. He's in fact closed in on Craig just a little bit. Coming down Paddock Hill Bend, he took that line just perfectly. I've watched Lewis Hamilton do that online a time or two in a Mercedes AMG, the equivalent of an AMG Group 3 car, and he takes that almost exact line. Oh gosh, Ivan has just put in a beauty. So you can see Craig gives it the beans just as he comes past what looks like the apex, but the actual apex of that where you want to turn on the juice is going to come at that stripe. Alright, coming around Westfield. A little bit short of the apex. He may not be doing a flyer right now. But he hit the apex of that turn just right. Alright, he's a little bit wide at Dingle Dell. And here he comes into the final turn. Looking neat. Well, this should be a pretty decent lap. Not his best one, but decent. Alright, what's Ivan up to? Comes out a little bit wide of where he wanted to be. He needs to clip that apex a little bit tighter. Very wide. Off into the kitty litter. Yikes. Sorry, Ivan. Let's move to Craig. He's got a little bit of traffic here in practice. Let's see, who is he following? Looks like he is right behind Bella. And Bella is right behind Cal. Oh, both come a little bit wide. Smart of Bella not to follow his lead driver. That will happen a lot. Oh, Bella's going to give up the spot. Good man. I don't know if that's necessary in practice, but I still have to say that is quite sporting of you. Bella just demonstrated one of the big problems that people will have on this track. That is when you're coming down Paddock Hill Bend, if you get just a little too quick, you're a little too late on the brakes, a little too early on the throttle, you're going to be in the sand. And when you get beached there in a real race, and you are not coming out unless the tow truck is there to get you. Fortunately, when you are caught up in the sand there at the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend, you just push a button in sim racing. Once again, you're a happy camper. just joining us, we are currently in practice, the Multi-21 Group 480 event. We're in round 8, Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. We will be entering qualifying momentarily. And it looks like we are there. Yes, indeed. So, get a cold drink, sit down in your favorite chair, and get ready to watch some high-speed action. As the drivers line up, make a little bit of space, and they will begin their flyers as soon as they're done with their out laps. As expected, our drivers are on their racing soft tires, which will obviously be the fastest tires, especially on a circuit like this. We have lots of right turns, unlike our last GR3 event, which was held at the Daytona Tri-Oval. Pretty much slap a set of tires on there and just go until they're gone. Not a whole lot of strategy. Quite different here at Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is a technical course, not an easy one to pass on. Black Mamba's in the race today. Good to see you here, bud. And as always, Falcon's here. Hello, Andrew. Nice to see you again. Our friend Nybro is here. I hope this means you're feeling better. It's great to have you in the race today. Big hello to Cal. Sorry about the penalty. As always, our friend Marky is here. Mark is usually bringing the Detroit Iron. What are we driving today, Mark? Hello, he's back in the Mustang. Good to see that. I believe that that Roaring Beast is Mark's favorite car in this series, at least. Justin, who has a qualifying ban, sadly, is going to be sitting in the pits throughout this qualifying session. But I think he knows Brands pretty well, and I am excited to see him run this course. Here's our Celtic Flyer in his GTR Group 4 machinery, as is Craig, and Ivan is bravely running his Porsche Cayman. I say bravely not because I think he's brave for doing it. He's excellent at driving this car, but it's brave for me because I will crash every time I drive this car. Here's Sammy, more GT4 action, or excuse me, GTR action. Bella in the GTR, King Racer in the GTR, and pretty much the Group 4 GTR series, at least for half our drivers. Sammy's going to let Bella pass. So we've got Ivan setting the pace for the rest of the group. 0.04 of a second good of Celtic Flyer's number. So Craig has set a terrific number here with just about 8 minutes to go. And currently Craig, aka Mr. Cool, is at the top of our leaderboard. He is number 1 after 7 rounds. Played his Joker 2 weeks ago. He's currently 3 points ahead of James, that is our Celtic Flyer, who's currently in 3rd in qualifying. He is followed in 3rd place in the standings by Nibro, just 8 points behind. When we get to 4th position is Bella in the standings. He has not played his Joker yet. He is 98 points behind, but that could change quite quickly when he does his Joker race. In 5th position in the championship table, we have King Racer, followed by Sammy in 6th, Mark in 7th. Judicial is in 8th, which is where he stands right now in qualifying. Followed by Ivan in 9th position, aka Juggalo Hulk. And 10th position, yours truly, at a very close 205 points behind the leader. And since I won't be racing in this series anymore, and happily commenting instead, I think that is going to drop precipitously. So Craig looks to keep his position as leader of the pack. On another Flyer, his tires are a teeny bit worn, so he's not putting quite the laps together that he was before. But a solid 129.2. That is going to be a tough one to beat. Ivan he's bringing it in that little Porsche though. If he can pick up Marky's slipstream and then get past cleanly, he could give Craig a run for his money here. Nicely done hanging on to that car, Ivan. She got a little bit loose here in the front. I have to say that Dragon livery is just stunning. Apologies for the frequent pauses. A little bit of a cough developed, so if I break away unexpectedly, it's because I'm coughing. It's just to benefit your ears. And frankly, a little less of me is probably a good thing. Right, Celtic puts in a beautiful 129.3. And with 5 minutes to go, he has a chance. Even if he comes in for new tires, he has a chance to get ahead of Craig's number there. Pop to the front. Ivan's currently showing 136, but he has put together a much quicker one than that. His lap isn't going to display since he's taken a pit stop for new tires. So he's been reset on the display, not his actual best time. No worries there. King Racer, nice 130.1. That's a solid time. Nibro's got a 130.5. Sore hand and all. Excellent. Mark a 130.6. Bella 130.6. Sammy a 131.7. Which I think he is just as likely to do better. Mamba's got a 131.7, Judicial's a 131.8, Calnot a 132.5, Falcon 133.1, and Justin, of course, has his qualifying band. Oh, a 128.9 from Craig. He is throwing down, son. You see, James, I saw that. Not putting up with it. Gonna go faster. Now keep in mind, Craig is at the top of the leaderboard. He's only up by 3. But keep in mind that he has also missed a race. He did not get to do a round 3. Whereas Big Easy, Nibro, Bella, well, not Bella. Bella has missed round 3 as well. So the two of them, neither of them are have a full card right now, and yet they are still top of the standings. So James and Nibro are going to have their work cut out for them today, if they want to get some points on James. Excuse me, on Craig. We are approaching the end of qualifying. Just a couple of minutes left. If any of these drivers are going to challenge Craig, they're going to have to step on it. So here's Celtic with a purple sector. He is going to do his best on this flyer. Let's go in car with Celtic Flyer. You notice there at the bottom, for those of you who aren't terribly familiar with Gran Turismo and how it operates, in the heads-up display, to your left you'll notice the RS, that is the racing soft tire. And there are a couple of little dabs of red you'll notice. That shows the tire wear. As you can see, there's very little tire wear here. He's probably just warmed up his tires. This is probably the result of about 2 laps of wear. And he crosses the line with a 129.5. That's really good, but it is not going to approach a 128.966. So this is going to be his chance to do it, probably his last one on these tires. He's got good warm tires. He has plenty of space in front of him, lots of clean air. So if he's going to put together a lap that'll challenge Craig, this is the time to do it. You'll notice too, just to the right where the tires are, there's a fuel gauge. Right now he's running just a little above a quarter of a tank. Per the physics of this game, less fuel should equal less weight and thus more speed. At least one would hope. It gets a little wide there. As he heads into Sterling's. He's putting together a pretty good time. I don't think it's going to match Craig's, unfortunately for Celtic Flyer. Out of the Clark curve and on to the Brabham straight, and yeah, quite far behind, 29.8, nearly a second off the pace. This should be his last go round. Craig, I think, is, well, he's not relaxing. He's going to try to put together an even better lap here. Looks like he has maybe Falcon in front of him, but plenty of space there. So he won't be running into the rear end of him. He will, however, be potentially getting some dirty air off of that car. Yeah, so it looks like he did catch a little bit of that dirty air that took him off the track. Still, outstanding time, a 1:28.9. Celtic's in the pit. He's had his last run. Ivan is still in the hunt, and it looks like he has a slipstream up ahead. So if Markey can stay on the pace, this could be a great advantage. He already put in a purple sector. There's only 3 1,000ths better, but it could just be enough if Ivan can keep the pace. Okay, a little bit of a squirrely move there at Hawthorne Bend. Just past Westfield, he's going through Dingledale now into Sheens. Oh! Ah! And he caught Markey as Markey was trying to exit and get out of his way. Well, that's difficult. It looks like Mark tried his absolute best to make himself as small as possible so that Ivan could finish his flyer, but unfortunately that just wasn't going to happen. Still, he's put in some terrific laps. And here we go. It is time for us to go racing. I'm going to jump out and jump back in so I can get my race camera going. Apologies again if I missed the beginning of the race. Unfortunately, this is a real struggle when it comes to the software. It just doesn't like to give us the good camera angles unless we jump out and jump back in. Well, let's pray we make it. Okay, Justin, I'm going to try to tick in spectator mode. Currently, I don't have it available. Justin, if I can't get spectator mode, I am going to have to jump out and jump back in. I apologize to the folks watching on live stream. It's a common technical difficulty with trying to do a live race. Thanks, Justin. I'm going to jump back out and back in again. While we sort this out. Captain Slow is your genial race host. He is going to do everything he can to make this live stream happen. Okay, still no spectator mode. So if this doesn't work, and I'm not able to go in and spectate, then what I'll do is I'll exit the race and I will have to restart the stream. I think we can go ahead and just start the race. It may be that the spectator button won't come up until y'all are ready to drive. Okay, no worries, Justin. We're going to have to restart. Sorry again for the delay. I'm afraid I don't have any lovely popular music or anything to entertain you all with while this happens, but it is what it is in sim racing. So while we're waiting for this game to restart, let's go over the standings once more. At the top of the leaderboard, we have Craig, aka Mr. Cool, and we have Celtic Flyer, aka Big Easy, Lystrom Nybro is holding his own in third place, just 8 points behind with 321 total points. Followed by Bella and King Racer. Those are your top 5. All right, let's see if we're sorted out here. Well, will you looky here, a spectator button. Yes, indeed, Craig. Hey, and everybody's back in the room. Will you look at this? Ladies and gentlemen, we have cameras. Hot dog. Or bangers and mash for those of you in the UK. Hello, Cal. Welcome back. Thanks for getting back in. Sorry about the delay. Bella's having a little bit of fun, damaging his car. Oh, now you're just showing off. And we got Bella doing donuts just out of the pits, I guess daring anybody to get into his smoke. When Bella's not sim racing, he's busy eating toothpaste and dressing as the missus. Come on out. Come on out, I dare you. Get him, Mark. No, get him, King Racer. Get him. Okay, I'm having to mute my mic. This is too funny. You know, I've tied a pork chop to my dog's tail, and he did exactly the same thing that Bella's doing right now. All right, let's watch Sammy tear up a little bit of track. Let's set our driver options. We'll enjoy this while JJ is setting the field. Yeah, it looks like we are missing a few people. Yeah, we are at least one down, Justin. No, here we go. He's back. Yeah, I believe we were missing Nibro, and he's back. So all we have to do is get the field sorted, and we're off to the races. In the meantime, if anybody is listening, if you could entertain us with perhaps some donuts or some collisions, that would be awesome. Yes, by all means, go pee. Uh-oh. Nope, I stand corrected. Get back at your station. It's time to race. All right, here we go. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Well, we do not have a camera. And so Craig comes out firmly in front, Celtic Flyer on his tail. And they get down Paddock Hill Bend cleanly. So our leaders are through, coming into Druids. We got them stacked as they sort themselves out and make it single file through Graham Hill. Justin and Nibro are having a fierce battle here at the back. But Justin's not going to make any space if he can help it, not until he has to. Keeping that car nice and wide. Looks like we have a battle here at the front between Ivan and Bella. Well, it takes it real tight. Nice and clean into the apex. On around Sterling's. All four of the front racers are through. Everybody here in the back. Let's come through nice and clean through Sterling's. All right, we got Nibro making a move and picks up 2 places. Beautifully done, Nibro. All right, up at the front, we've got King Racer giving Ivan a run for his money right on his quarter. Breaks late. Comes in wide around Druids and just can't keep the speed up, and Nolan takes that spot back with the over-under. But here comes King Racer, gives him a taste of his own medicine. So Ivan wisely takes a bit of a back seat. And here comes Bella on Craig's quarter panel. Can't quite get there. Driving the same car, but can't quite get the exit that Craig got. He was just a little too tight. Now he wants the inside track into Hawthorne Bend. and gets the second place. Snatches it from Craig, and Craig goes wide and loses another position. Oh my goodness. And loses 2 positions. Now Ivan takes his spot. So now we've got Celtic, Bella, and King Racer in the top 3. It's a terrific move. As the field spreads. We've got Craig now pretty far behind, about a half second behind. He's going into the pits. He's probably on hard tires right now. Yes, Marky is. Craig's on hard tires, so he's going to get off those hard tires, trying to make himself a little bit more competitive. Meanwhile, King Racer and Ivan are in a nice heated battle. As they come around Druids. Maybe Graham Hill Bend. Both nice and clean. How are we doing in the back? It looks like we've got some fun going on back here. Yes, between Cal Naughton and Justin. So Cal is hanging in the slipstream of that Alpha. Oh, Justin gets a little bit wide. Can't quite make the turn. And that gives Cal plenty of breathing space. Takes it down through Pilgrim's Drop. Into Hawthorne Bend, Justin's a little bit wide. Manages not to spin the car. You catch the grass there, it's very easy to take a tumble. So Justin's all going through Dingle Dell. Machines. And through Banky Boy at Sterling's. Gets a good exit. Ibro's on the medium tires now. Judicial is on the hard still. Craig has gone to softs. Mamba's on the softs. Sammy and Falcon are on the mediums. So Celtic is still running on those softs, well ahead of the pack. With a 3-second lead. Here comes Bella on his racing softs with a tremendous gap on either side. And Bella's starting to pick up a little bit of space. And King Racer and Ivan have got a thing going here. Oh! Bella is off. That's going to cost him a second and a half easy. And that puts King Racer right up on his pipes. So he and Ivan have got plenty of slipstream now. Oh, Ivan goes wide and hits the barrier. Takes a spin. That leaves King Racer and Bella fighting for that second position. And now as Bella is having to fend off King Racer, that gives Celtic Flyer a lot of breathing room. Let's watch this and see what happens. We've got King Racer right on his tail, both driving the same car, both on soft tires with equal amount of wear. Through Druids, King Racer is a little bit wide of the apex. It's cost him a few tenths. Let's see if he can pick it back up here on the straight. As they come around Surtees into Pilgrim's Drop. This is a really great place to prep for an overtake. But he just can't give it the beans enough to get him in the corner. He's picking up a little bit of time, but not very much. And Bella is getting through those corners nice and clean. And getting good exit speed. All right, so take a look in the back here and see what other folks are doing. So we have some excellent racing going on at the front. A lot of space in the back. There goes Craig. Craig is gunning for it now. He had to change tires a while back, and he is trying to put together his fastest laps. And so far, so good. 130.8 after his pit stop. So since his outlap, he has really been on a tear. He's got Justin in front of him. Close enough for slipstream. Well, Justin is giving that Alpha a workout on those hard tires. Took a little bit too tight there on Druids. Comes out cleanly. The trouble is he's going to have some dirty tires to work with. As you can see, we got out of Grand Hill. He was a little bit slippery. Let's see, he's got Craig within about a car's length, maybe two. And Craig just put in a 130.0 on his previous lap, which is easily the fastest lap. Let's get back here to Judicial, Nybro, and Mark. Lots and lots of space between those drivers. Sammy as well. Falcon bringing up the rear. All right, Celtic's put up a 130.7. He's still 7/10 off Craig's best lap. He's going to have to giddy up. And Craig is on newer tires. He's on new softs. Well, he has a very comfortable lead. He will have to pit at some point. King's put in a 131.2. Cal 132.6. And he's off. This gives it the beans a little bit too hard in that Viper. Coming down Paddock Hill Bend, and that Viper bites him. That Viper is a beauty on the straights, not so much in the turns. And Craig knows this. Takes the inside line and takes some of the venom out of that Viper. Okay, Bella's got himself down to 5th. I'm afraid that he may have missed something interesting there at the front. It wasn't a tire change. He's still on the softs. He's put in a 130.9. He's got a 151. That is not from a pit stop. So something terrible's happened to our buddy Bella. But he's back on it. Seems to be in good shape again. But there's King putting in really solid 131s. Just looking really clean, neat and tidy. Just like you want in a race. You're not going to get it all at once. Most success in racing doesn't come from being real fast in one or two places. It comes from being consistent throughout, not having any offs, bumps, bad pit stops. And so far, King Racer is putting on a clinic. As is Celtic Flyer. You can see he's got one kind of bobbly lap there at lap 6, but otherwise he's been putting in very solid times. Yeah, this is what you want to see, this kind of consistency throughout. Even if you're a little bit slow, even if you're not putting in top times like your A and A plus racers are doing, if you're putting in 132s, 133s, you're not messing up, you're going to be there at the end. You're going to get good points in the championship. As Craig goes off, he took a little grass. Doing okay. He's managing those dirty tires somehow. As he comes into Sterling's, takes full advantage of that bank, comes out with plenty of speed. Cal, Bella and Ivan are making a race of it. Cal puts in a nice 132. A 131.8 for Bella. Bella is picking it up. A 131.1 for Ivan. So he has been making up places. Justin not too far behind. About 3 seconds, which you can pick up on a tire change. He's doing this on hard tires as well, so he's probably having to pull 2 to 2.5 seconds a lap slower until he goes for his tire change. Ivan's on the mediums, Bella's on the softs, Cal's on the softs. So far, none of these gents have taken a tire change. All right, through the drop, we've got Cal, Bella, and Ivan just about nose to tail. Cal clips that corner a little bit tight in that Viper, which you need to because it's going to have a lot of understeer in that FR car. Loads of power. We've got V10. If you get the Viper just right, it's a very pointy car. It will get you through a corner if you can get it to rotate. There's a trick to it. And don't ask me what it is, because I can't tell you. Maybe you can ask Cal when the race is done. Nice little squeals coming around Paddock Hill. Nobody gets into the kitty litter. Good on you. To the back, we've got Mamba and Sammy having a nice little battle. It's less than a second between the two of them. Hill cleanly, and Sammy gets a terrific run down Paddock Hill. It picks up a half a second, and now he's on Sammy's tail. So great run off the downhill, and then into Druids he picked up another 2/10. This just gets a solid run down that hill. Sammy's no slouch. He's driving a fast car. Mamba knows how to work that McLaren, and just eliminated that gap coming down Paddock Hill and through Druids. We got Nibro coming up on Justin, JJ, those of you watching the live stream. Now, Nibro is a high-end driver. He has been a sim racer for a while. He knows how this works. And Nibro has no problem putting in a time on the order of a Craig or a King Racer or a Celtic Flyer. He will put in some very fast laps. Right now, he is nursing that busted up finger, so it's a little bit tough for him. So if you see him being unusually inconsistent, there's a very good reason for it, and he is toughing it out right now. So good on you. Thanks very much for getting into the pack and racing with this Nibro. I know it's not easy. All right, back, and Bella has dropped to 8. Now he's on his out lap, so he's coming for tires. He's now on mediums. So Bella's come in for his juice and his boots. Currently in 8th position. Not a bad place to be after a pit stop. But that puts him right in line with Mamba. Mamba is on some softs that are getting a little bit tired. We'll see if he can make that mid-engine McLaren work for him. Okay, and I just found out that I have been on mute for a very long time. My apologies. I have been yapping away and have no idea how much you've missed. So King Racer's just come out of the pits. Nibro's on his tail. King Racer on his outlap, maybe having a little bit of a struggle. But it looks like Nibro's going to have to pit on this lap anyway. Let's go on to the back and see how we're doing with Ivan. Looks like Ivan's outlap is 134.1. Not too shabby. This should be a much better lap for him. Bella on his medium tires, not too far behind, 2 seconds. Cal Naughton's got 1.5 seconds to go. And Cal's coming for tires now. He's on the racing mediums. We've got Sammy all out alone by himself. Running on older mediums. Mamba is running on very old softs. He has plenty of fuel, so we'll see if he can get that McLaren around the track a couple more times. He's certainly going to take one more lap. And Justin on newer mediums. Just finishing up his out lap. A solid 131.6. Good lap in that Alpha. That Alpha's a good car. Just great Group 4 machinery. Judicial coming around in his new GTR. He was running a Ferrari up until midpoint. Seems to be making that work for him. We got Falcon and the toy, the BRZ. Okay, Craig's come back to the top. A solid 13.5 second lead over the Flyer. James is in a nice wide pocket. Oh, gets a little wide there. Down the hill. Picks up a little bit of dust on his tires. Let's see if this affects him at Druids. Yeah, he doesn't come out too wide. I think he's all right. King Racer comes through nice and neat. Marky. Druids. Plenty of space. Ivan gets a little wiggly jiggly. But he makes it through Druids and Graham Hill, no problem. Bella gets through Graham Hill Bend. Nice, neat, and tidy. And then through Surtees. And into the drop. Right. Oh, Ivan's picking up on Mark. Mark took a little dust there. Go around Westfield. Into Sheens, clips the corner nicely. It's nice and wide. Takes the nice bank through Sterling's, picks up a bunch of speed. Not enough to make a mark on Mark's gap. Oh, we got Nibro closing the gap on Sandy. Nibro's on fresh racing softs. He's just finished his outlap. So this should put him on a tear. And Sam has got some wear on his mediums. Plenty of fuel. The mediums should be plenty sticky, but I don't know if they can compete with softs once they come in. The trick for Nibro is going to be to find that wide spot in the track. Just after a corner where he can pick up speed coming out. And he is good at that. There he is, right on his pipes. This is the spot right here. Yep, takes full advantage of that straight. Gets in nice and tight, but boy, they are side by side here. This is anyone's corner. I think Sammy's, yeah, he's going to get the worst of it just because he can't come in tight enough. And Nybro steals it away from him. Nicely played. That got Sammy a little bit off center. They have picked up some grass on those tires and not been able to make the next one. But just well done and good clean racing on Sammy's behalf. That's the kind of racing you certainly expect to see in Multi-21. We race close, we race hard, but we race fair. Oh, and Cal and Mamba are going head to head. Mamba's in the pits, so there went that race. Within a race, there's Justina's outlap, just finishing her up. Coming into the Brabham straight. Oh, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Looks like he must have had an error there. I thought the 147 was due to a pit stop, but apparently it was not. Okay, Mamba's in the pits, coming out on his fresh tires. And Falcons come through the Brabham straight down Paddock Hill. Done nice and clean. All right, how's Celtic doing up here at the front? Looks like Craig has gone in for tires. Do we have a mishap, Craig? Let's look at Craig. Yes, he's come in for medium tires, so Craig is on his outlap now. Just finishing. As we are well past the halfway point. Craig's tires are up to full temperature. Mark is running on some older softs, but with plenty of fuel. Ivan's still on his softs, more than half a tank. There we go. Again, my apologies for going silent for so long. I have a mute button here that I hit for when I cough, which I do frequently. And it didn't go all the way back into place. Oh, Marky just shows you how to take that corner right there. You actually want to clip that corner as tight as you can. Usually without picking up grass, but often there's no penalty for that. I think Craig is just picking up on Marky because he has the better car. The Mustang's going to be good in a straight line, but it's not quite as good on corners as the GTR. And Craig knows this. Although having said that, Craig was not able to nudge his way in coming to Paddock Hill Bend. Let's see if he can do it with Druids. No, Marky gets through Druids perfectly. Just clips the apex of Graham Hill. Making that big car just as big as he can, but he just can't quite through Surtees. Just can't quite keep up the pace. And Craig slips past, but Marky does not give up. He is using the grunt of that Mustang and picks him back up on the straight, gets his position back. Boy, there is nothing quite like a V8. Say what you will for handling. Horsepower is the key. And boy, Mark is using that horsepower. I mean, even with the bop on, that that Mustang is a bad boy on the straights. Generally speaking, we do use the balance of performance in our Multi-21 races. It keeps the racing close and fair. But balance of performance on or no, that Mustang has a lot of grunt. So Craig's taking a little bit of a breather, trying to get himself back in position, and now here he comes. He's going to get back up on the pipes of that pony car. Meanwhile, this battle has given Ivan a lot of racing room. He is now pulled 7 seconds beyond Mark and Craig. And here comes Craig again. Side by side we go on into Hawthorne Bend. Now let's see. It didn't work out for him the last time. And once again, it doesn't. As he gets around Westfield and on into Dingledale, Markey has car length once again on Craig. Must be frustrating, but I think Craig and Mark both know this is a difficult track to pass on. Mark is making that car as wide as possible, and Craig is suffering frustration for it and giving Bella a great opportunity to sneak back in. Bella was in 8th place about 10 laps ago, and he is back up to 5th and giving these boys a run for 4th. Here comes Craig on the Brabham Straight. Let's see if he can pick him up on Paddock Hill. Looks like he's gonna, and he does. So Craig takes the lead. Mark frustratingly close behind, and thanks to that huge battle they've had for the last several laps, Bella is gunning for 4th place. And with Nybro coming up along, he's got a couple of seconds back. Oh, look at this, Bella on Markey. Oh, side by side, and Bella picks it up. Just excellent bit of racing there. Great side by side. Oh, and Craig goes off into the grass. And he is about to lose 4th position. There he goes, and Craig's just lost 4th and couldn't get the car into the racing line, and that actually worked to Markey's disadvantage. Unfortunately for Mark, while Craig was trying to stabilize his car, he made it so there was no way that Mark could get around. He came on, Craig did, in a clean fashion, or at least a pretty clean fashion, best he could do, but that really put Markey in a bad spot. So he's going to come into the pits, put on some new shoes, may as well. So that puts Nybro into the hunt for 4th. Bella's got a couple of car lengths now. And Craig, clearly not happy about the turn of events, is now going to try to lead the GTR pack and put himself at the head of it. As Bella goes on the defensive, takes the inside line at Surtees. On down to Pilgrims. This is where you're going to see nose-to-tail racing at its most fun here at Brands. Pilgrim's Drop is just, it's always so much fun. It can unsettle the cars when they're close and just cause all kinds of funs to happen at the bends. And Nybro goes side by side, picks up Craig, drops him back to 6th. Nybro takes 5th. Now he's going to gun for Bella. And Craig's got to be wondering what's happening right now. He's on the medium tires. And so clearly, they're not as grippy as the softs. But, you know, Bella's on mediums too, and they're older mediums. So you think one of these fellas is going to be able to pick him up here. But Bella is making that older set of tires work for him. As he comes around Surtees, doesn't quite clip the corner like he might have wanted to, but he gets good speed out. Not quite good enough. It looks like Nybro got that corner just a little bit better. And he and Bella go side by side. Bella gets around him on Westfield. Oh, took him off. Oh my goodness, it took him off. Oh, and he spins. Oh, I'm sorry for that. That was a good race. So, Nybro with his dirty tires looks like he's got himself a little bit out of joint. Of course, that gives Craig the momentum to scream past, pick up fourth place all by himself. Yeah, Bella's got to be wondering what just happened. Markey. And now we've built quite a bit of separation between most of our drivers. Let's see if we've got a little bit of a hunt on between 3, maybe 4 cars here at the back. Yes, Justin's in the hunt. With just a second gap. Second to Cal Naughton. And Judicial's about a second and a half behind Justin. Here's Mamba by himself, trying to pick up Judicial. Falcon with 2.5 minutes to go on the leader. Who is Celtic Flyer at this moment with a 10-second gap between himself, King Racer, and Ivan in the Dragon style Porsche has made up a ton of time on his old soft tires with plenty of fuel. He is taking it to King Racer. Barely a tenth separating them. Now they're side by side. Not even a car length. They come down Paddock Hill into Druids. Ivan's going to try to take the outside line, maybe try the over-under here, and he does. As they go side by side onto Graham Hill, and Ivan steps back just a little bit. Oh, and spins it. No, he doesn't. He manages to keep it on track. I was sure he was going into the barrier. You pick up any grass there, anything's liable to happen. So that knocks him back almost a second and a half. Just that one little fumble. Ivan's picked up some speed. In spite of those tires being, frankly, pretty tired, he's making those old softs work. Solid 131s, 130s. Got a 133 there just because of that little mistake he made. But he's made up for it. Picks up a little bit of the grass coming into Druids. Not too bad. Takes it a little bit of an outside line through Druids. Tries to get the jump, but loses the front end as he comes through Graham Hill. And still continues to make time as he hangs onto that slipstream. Right. Now they go into down the Pilgrims. This is a great place to set up an overtake. On into the drop. Just 3/10 of a second between them, but he backs off. Ivan backs off. Perhaps the car doesn't have quite the giddy up on the straights that the GTR has. But great in the corners. All right, Falcon lets him go. Thanks, Falcon. Gets off the racing line. Thanks to that huge amount of sportsmanship, we continue watching this very tight battle between King Racer and Ivan. Nice and neat, and King Racer takes the preferred line down Paddock Hill. You can always get a little wider out of there than you think you can, but you can't, you know, if you just mess it up a tiny little bit, you're done for. But then if you do take that green patch, it almost always gives you a little extra speed. I don't know why that is, having never been on the track myself. Ivan and King Racer remain umbilically connected through the drop. Westfield turn. So is this going to be where Ivan tries the inside maneuver? It's not a great spot for an overtake. This is a very tight corner, really hard to get right side by side. And he wisely backs away. Takes advantage of the bank, almost clips his corner. And they go side by side on into Clark Corner. Still side by side. King Racer giving lots of space, plenty of racing room on the inside. It doesn't matter. He is still not going to give up that position easily. He wants the inside for Paddock Hill, and he gets it. And Ivan slides through, holds on to it. King Racer gets the line. Ivan has to back off. And we're still racing. Nobody's off the track. I think Ivan's going to have to come in for tires at some point. He's made a heck of a run here. But King Racer has much better tires. Oh, but he loses it. Coming around Surtees, he loses it. And gives up second position to Ivan, but for how long? On those ancient tires, I'm not sure how long Ivan's going to be able to hold on to this position. King Racer clearly has the better tires, clearly going to have the better grip, and he's going to outlast him. But Ivan doesn't want to give it up. He wants to make a race of it. He's here for the fun, and he means to get it. Oh, still just beautiful corners. It's a beautiful cornering. There's some of the more difficult turns here at the back end of Brands. Just making it look like he's on new tires. I don't know how he does it. He is able to manage that mid-engine Cayman just perfectly. Pulls a 133, but comes by it honestly because that was a heck of a battle. And now he's got a full second on King Racer. King Racer may just be holding back, knowing that Ivan's tires are knackered and he's liable to have to come in next lap. We shall see, though. I mean, he's been surprising us for a while. All right. We must start paying attention to some of our friends at the back here, because there are always races within the race. As we can see the Justin, who just picks up a penalty. He's got a 2.5 gap behind Mamba, which he is reducing rather quickly. Mamba must have fumbled around one of those corners, because he is now just a third of a second behind and gaining quickly. unfortunately, he's going to have to make up that penalty here. But, this one's in a pretty fast straight, so it's not liable to hurt him too bad. It's going to slow him down going into Clark Corner. But if he can get a little bit later on the brakes than he normally would, it may not cause too much pain, and he does it perfectly. He manages that penalty perfectly and is now picking up time, closing the gap. Both cars get through Paddock Hill nicely. Nice and tight into Druids. This is a funny corner because you always think you want to take it way, way out when you go into it, but you actually want to be really far in and take it tight and then come out wide. It's an unusual corner. With 3 laps to go, Justin is trying like a maniac to get that 11th position. Folks, this is why racing is fun. It's not always about winning the race. It's about coming in as high up in the standings as you can come. And that is what you're seeing right here. Ain't no fooling around. We're going to make a race of it, whether we're first or we're 12th. Ah, Falcon's off onto the kitty litter. Celtic has a 15.5-second lead. He has managed that car and this race perfectly. With just a few laps left, we have a lot of space between our top 3. Ivan's come back now on hard tires, fulfilling his obligation to use them. Craig is still on his mediums, putting down solid lap times. King Racer putting down good lap times, his medium tires. King Racer has managed this race very well himself. Celtic Flyer, of course, phenomenal as Sammy lets him through on the blue flag. Well done, Sammy. No, you didn't do what you're supposed to do there. I think you were being a little aggressive on the blue flag. That's not going to hurt Celtic Flyer. He's got a tremendous lead, so he can afford to hang back. All right, King Racer. His lead over Craig has dropped to 2 seconds, where Craig has pulled a bit of a bigger gap between himself and Ivan. All right. Oh, Celtic's going in for tires. He must not have made his necessary tire change to get onto hards. So things are starting to change here. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the advantage of knowing whether or not they've gotten all their tires. So this could be Craig's race to lose. Celtic's on his out lap now, and he's on hard tires. It gets a little slippy when you're coming out on new hard tires. Craig, meanwhile, is on hot mediums, but he has a lot of back markers to go through. This is getting interesting. And as Nybro pulls the fastest lap at 1:29.7, well done. Broken hand at all. Good Lord. How's he do it? I don't know. Yeah, so Craig has had to pull through and pass back markers, and that has really put him behind. And Craig only has 3 turns to make before he gets to the end. I believe he's going to win this race, even with the tire change. So yeah, this is his race. He gets through these next couple of turns cleanly. It's all his. Yes, he's just got Clark to go. Comes around Clark Corner. with a happy flash of the headlights. Lots and lots of wiggly jigglies, plenty of dancing. He comes through. Craig takes a solid second place. Great race. Well done, Craig. Ivan, solid third. Give us a dance, Ivan. Come on, do something for us. Okay, I didn't want to. King Racer gets fourth. Good points. Nybro, broken hand and all. Fastest lap. Excellent race. Flash us, Ivan. Or Nybro. Couldn't do it. Marky coming through for sixth. Mark, if you're listening, give us a flash of the lights. Give us a jiggle, a slide, something. Mark's not listening. Well done, Mark. Here comes Bella. Bella, I hope you're listening. Give us a flash. Slide through if you can. Oh, you're the man, Bella. Yes. God bless you. Here comes Judicial. Judicial around the final turn. Snaps through the Clark corner. Picks up 8th place. If you're listening, Judicial, give us a flash of the headlights. And Sammy in 9th position. Sammy, if you're listening, flash the lights. And he's not. Well, folks, that was our weekly Group 4 Monday race. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I thought it was a hoot. For all our friends here at Multi-21, we'd like to thank you for watching. We'd like to thank you for racing. We'd just like to thank you for being who you are. A very enjoyable race. Hope to see you again. Happy Monday. Take care.